Welcome to Menu Monday. New recipes every Monday. Stuck in that cooking rut? I've been there. Come join me and try some new things. I have fun in the kitchen and I hope you enjoy the video. So let's get cooking! This stir fry, to be honest, I didn't follow any recipe and I totally made it up. So I have tried very hard to put all the ingredients that I used at the end. But I had a package of stir fry vegetables that came with the pouch of sauce in it. I didn't look at the directions on the package. I just started with my meat, which I had bought some stir-fry meat, and I put that in the olive oil and sauteed that up with some seasonings that I found in the pantry. I'll show you those in just a minute. I did speed this up and get all this meat in the pan. And then I went to the pantry and just sort of went through and found some things to put on it. And sometimes these things turn out really good, and this was one of them. This first one is sort of a hamburger seasoning, a whiskey type hamburger seasoning, Himalayan pink salt, and some ground black pepper. And then after the meat had cooked, I cut all the strips in half, so that way it would double really in size. That doesn't make sense, but there was more of it, let's put it that way. And then I added some soy sauce and some sesame seed oil. I defrosted the vegetables in the microwave and then put them in the pan. I mixed everything together and then I put the lid on until the vegetables were heated through. After the vegetables were heated, we put the packets of sauce that came with the vegetables in here. I wish I could remember the brands. I'm not sure. I mean, it was a big bag, but I'm sure they have plenty at the store. I'd had it for some time, and I was just like, I'm just going to buy some stir-fry meat and get this used up as I was running out of freezer space. And honestly, this was so good. You just let this set with the sauce for 2 minutes, and then it's ready, and it's a one-pan meal. So I highly recommend trying something like this. I cooked some riced cauliflower, dished it up, and used some everything bagel on top instead of sesame seeds. It was wonderful. These are the ingredients, but like I said, you can follow the directions on the package. Alright, so for a sesame chicken, it calls for 1.5 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breast, or you can use thighs. And I had breasts. These were frozen, so I thawed them out, and then I cut them up into bite-sized pieces as the recipe called for. And it says to add the chicken pieces to a bag, and then add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and some salt and pepper. then we're going to give that a good shake until all the chicken is covered. It says feel free to add more cornstarch. I believe I added another tablespoon. Then you add oil to your Instant Pot and put that on saute, and you're going to brown the chicken. You can do it in batches in the Instant Pot. I had a lot of chicken, or you could do it in a frying pan, but I didn't want to mess up another dish. While that's cooking in a bowl, we're going to put the soy sauce, which it called for 6 tablespoons, and that's exactly what I had, so I dumped the whole bottle in. And then some ketchup, 2.5 tablespoons. I just eyeballed that. And then some red pepper flakes. I didn't use too many because Abel's here, and I didn't want to do it too spicy for him. If it was just Big Daddy and I probably would have used more. This is what it looks like after you put the sauce in. You're going to hit cancel. Of course, mix everything up and cook for 3 minutes. And that was a quick release. Then we're going to add the honey and the remaining sesame oil. Now we're going to add some cornstarch to some water, and this we put in the Instant Pot and it thickens your sauce. All the ingredients will be at the end here. And the directions, of course, on the website as usual, rvlifeintheusa.com. So here I am stirring in the cornstarch mixture and the honey. I'm just getting all the brown bits off the bottom. Didn't want to burn, notice. And then I heated up some riced cauliflower, and that was dinner tonight. It was delicious. It was one of Abel's favorites. So kid friendly. So today, the first thing we're going to do is cut our spaghetti squash in half. My refrigerator stays quite cold, and it was almost felt frozen, so I had a bit of a hard time getting through, but this is a wonderful knife, and it got there eventually. Once we get it cut in half, we are going to remove and scoop out all of the seeds and ribbing. Now spray it with some oil, salt, and pepper, and then put it cut side down on the baking sheet. The recipe says to poke holes in the top with a fork. I know I did that the first time. I forgot to do it this time. It still turned out fine. So that, I guess, is optional. I don't really know. Maybe it helps it cook. But didn't seem any different. 400 for 30 to 40 minutes, or until it's lightly brown on the outside and fork tender. While that was cooking, I got some frozen meatballs, and then I just pour a jar of spaghetti sauce. We got the lowest carb we could find. I just put a little water in there to get the remainder out, and then I just let that cook per the directions on the meatballs, which I think was covered at 25 minutes on medium. But just follow the directions on the meatballs that you purchase. Alright, now we're just going to shred this into spaghetti. Just scooping everything out, putting it in a baking dish. Comes out super easy. And put a little spray butter on there. And now I'm going to dish up Abel's plate. He ate all the meatballs and sort of picked at the spaghetti squash. He wasn't a huge fan. And I know Big Daddy is not a fan of it, but because he wants to do the diet, he is eating it. I love it. I would eat it with all different sauces like Alfredo and everything. I mean, I think it's delicious, but I guess it's a personal taste. It says to top with Parmesan cheese. I didn't have Parmesan, so I just used mozzarella. The meal's wonderful, and here are your ingredients. So the first thing we're going to do today is wash our zucchini and our squash. And then we're going to slice that thinly. We're going to put this in a bowl. Put in our zucchini. Next, our squash. Again, thinly sliced. We're now going to add a mayonnaise, and all the measurements for these ingredients will be at the end of the video, and sour cream, and cheddar cheese, shredded, and pork rinds, which have to be crushed finely. And this is a 3/4 cup. I just eyeballed it. Seemed to work out pretty good. We're going to take a 1/4 cup of butter, break that up, and melt that in the microwave. We're now going to mix everything in the bowl and incorporate. We're going to take our melted butter. I'm going to spray the size of the crock pot and put the butter in the bottom. I use this dish in the Emeril Lagasse Power Air Fryer 360 and set it on a slow cook function. Saves space in the RV. Don't have to have extra cookware. After we've put the butter and the garlic in the bottom of the pot, we're going to add the ingredients in our bowl. I'm going to top this with our remaining cheese. I'm going to cook this on high for 3 hours. or until everything is golden. This one cooks quickly, so 3 hours was plenty. This is your final dish and your ingredients. It was delicious and we'll be making it again. Alright, my boys, do you like the peanuts?
Oh, your peanuts are fantastic. That little Cajun seasoning that you put in there with it, baby, it is awesome. You just give it that nice little kick.
Yep.
We're not promoting it, but it does go very good with this beverage that we have.
Abel,
How about yours, Abel? What kind of beverage do you have?
I got Papa juice.
You got Papa juice?
Yeah. Do you like your peanuts?
Yeah. They're good.
Yeah.
And Papa.
Look at that. They got Papa down his.
Yep. And that's how I make a peanut.
And put the holes
Thanks
in your
so
plate.
much for watching our video.
Yeah,
And give me the thumbs up.
that's right.
Comments down below.
Very good, Abel. And what did you plant today outside?
So we planted skitty scotch, peanut, and butterbean.
Very good. So we're going to have food out there growing in our garden.
Yep. And we'll go see you in the next video.
I will say that these are peanuts that we had in the freezer from last year.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And they
It's
weren't
cracked. It's cracked.
100% cooked. They were just cooked just
Come
enough
down
so
below
that we
too.
could put them
And you
in the
like
freezer
peanuts.
and then have them at a later date. And they taste like fresh when you do recook them or cook them again or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And put your
So, like,
seasoning in it.
you cook Cardi's recipe or dinner.
Thanks,
buddy.
my boys.
My partner.
My boys are great. They appreciate everything Mimi does. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this week's menu, and if you're new to the channel, again, I welcome you. Please consider subscribing to the channel. I'd love to have you, and for those viewers that are coming back, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed it too. I'll be back soon with another video. Take care, y'all. Love you. Bye-bye.